Okay, let's see what we can do then, shall we? Good afternoon, everybody. Right, Ursa Major, the Great Bear. And you'll notice I'm trying to keep everything high up on the on Sibelius' screen because of the keyboard. We now have that working. It would help if we actually had some sound coming through that, really, wouldn't it? Let's just have a look. Have I muted that piano or something? Is that piano not doing anything? Maybe it's muted in here as well. Oh, there we go. So that's now giving us sound. Get rid of all that because we don't need it. I've got no further than deciding on a key signature, a speed, and not really much else. Great Bear. Let's have a think. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. We don't actually need that line anymore. Get rid of it. Yes. Delete that. Go away. Right. Slow and cold reads the tempo instruction. Quite what we're going to do with that, I don't really know. That gives us a that gives us a starting point. Well, that gives us a chord sequence. Probably not the chord sequence we want, but in fact, I'm sure that won't be the chord sequence we want. And obviously it won't stay on piano. The whole point of this is to end up with an orchestral score. But we'll start working on piano because it's easiest to work with. That I don't like. That's too normal. Let's go to shorter notes. Let's just come lower down as well. Just thinking, do we actually need something that's... Let's really just sit on that. Let's just come out of that so it doesn't just write everything in. Coming up with a chord sequence that works is going to be the tricky thing here. Because what I want is this to basically go round and round and round in circles, but have a lengthy series of chords. And actually, they do all need to be slightly different. That's the key we're in. We're in C minor. Let's just make it louder so when it plays back, you can hear it a bit better. That's if it plays back. Play back, please. Okay. Okay, where are you then? Well, that's playing, so it should be working. Apparently not. Apparently not. But it's playing it through, so why are we not... Why is it not actually sending it? Oh, that might have something to do with it. Unmute it. Unmute it in Sibelius so it actually sends the signal. There we go. Okay. Actually, we'll turn the whole thing up as well. Just so it comes through clearly. Obviously, we won't want it doing that in the final piece. Actually, let's try something. That obviously is the chord we have. And just have it doing something like that. Let's go really mad. And say do that. That's obviously impossible to play. But that'll give us some sort of idea of what we can put into the orchestra. What I've done in the past, with things like this, actually my follower alert does this, is start with a chord and then move around in certain distances. So you start on that note and go up to that one, then up to that one, for instance. So that gives you that sort of thing. Moves you around from one chord to another without it actually sounding just fairly straightforward. That's the sort of thing you get all the time. Or even this. All very well, but not the most interesting of things. The Great Bear obviously is a constellation very high up in the northern sky. So it sort of lends itself to the idea of it being something to do with the cold. Obviously it's in the polar sky, it's very close to the pole star. Not necessarily a polar bear, but it's a bear of the north. I'm just thinking of where we can move chordally. Let's have a think. Shall we go... Let's go around in fourths, shall we? So we get that and that. Let's just write these chords in against here. So we've had C minor. We then need a chord of A flat. Let's do it in full beats. I believe the Great Bear would have a deceptive ending. Yeah, quite possibly, Family of Guardians. Welcome. Lovely to see you. What have we got? C minor, A flat. Go up a fourth to D flat. Go up another fourth to G flat. Obviously these are all major chords at the moment. We probably have to fiddle around with them. Upper fourth there is then to C flat. Actually, because that's got a C flat in it, that might give us a point we can pivot on back into C minor. Let's just see. We'll speed it up a bit. Actually, we can't speed it up because it's linked together. So, actually, let's speed it up by just changing the... No, we can't do that either because it's linked together. We're stuck with it at this speed. Yes, it is a personal project, though all the pieces I'm writing will eventually get released. What's complete is already released. That might be worthwhile. Let's write that out in quicker moving notes so we can actually see what we've got. So we've got 6 chords. Let's give it a bass line that makes sense. Need to do something with that. It needs to move there, I think. Let's say we go to F minor instead. And then we can have the standard cadence. Gives us 8 bars. No. Let's try and get that correct. So we end up with something like that. So yes, we've got 8 beats, but we can go round and round and round, can't we? Let's just copy that through a bit, just to get an idea of what that is actually going to sound like in terms of chord sequence. Because it's 7 beats long, feels very out of step because you don't come back to the tonic chord at the moment that you hit the strong beat of the bar, which makes it interesting. What we could also do is try and alternate between minor chord and a major chord. That might work. So we have C minor, A flat major, D flat minor, so we need to flat the F. G flat major, and that is chord of C flat minor. Oh god, C flat minor. What do we want? We want an E double flat, don't we? Yeah, E double flat. F major. Well, that'd be interesting. G minor to C major. Let's try and make sure we sort the right key out. There! Stop it. Just wondering what that will do. Yeah, ugh. Yeah, no. That should be, yes, that should be that, shouldn't it? Yes, it should. And then should be C major there, won't it? Shall I just stick with what we had? Yeah, I think we'll actually just stick with what we had. Leave them as major chords. Once we get there. There. So I'm doing at the moment just sorting out a chord sequence that I'll then orchestrate and do things with. We won't have it moving at that speed. We'll actually have it quite slow and have chords that I think will just sit, but within them have a little bit of movement. So what do you think? Obviously no tune as such yet. I think that may work. Let's get rid of that, because we don't need it. Stick that in there, and just so we've got a few more repetitions, just so we end up with it being full length. So when we do get to a point where it's doing that, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bar phrase. Once we get to a point where it's actually everything, let's just stick that in there. Delete the rest. Let's just, so you can actually hear it really clearly. Oh, we're missing a note. We want that as well. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. So it ends on a strong beat. Right. So there's our chord sequence. At least for now. So we have our 7 chords, and then it just goes round and round and round. So what we'll do, let's just set in the violins right up there, say 5 bars. Yeah, actually something like that. Something like that, Family of Guardians, would be worthwhile. Yeah, just have some sort of something just sitting there. We don't need it quite that loud. Be quiet, violin. And play completely would help. Let's keep everything uneven. Let's face it, snow and ice doesn't necessarily lend itself to being in 4-bar patterns. 7 bars. 7 bars just holding this chord. This is probably going to be a fairly lengthy piece of music, simply because it's so slow. Let's scare the violins and stick it up there. So we get that. The viola, have that E flat. Just spread everything out. And that can be right down there. Yep. Actually, let's give that to the double basses as well. We'll assume we've got 5-string basses. Make sure everything's at a similar sort of volume. May have to take things down even further than that, but just select that. Oh, let's have it playing. That's a bit shrill. That's a bit shrill. That's probably not going to be too close together. That's alright. That's alright. That's working. That's working. I actually read an article recently. I used to believe notice snowflakes are alike, but it's been proven now that they can be identical. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Let's give the harp something outrageous. Keep it piano. Oh, let's go back into here and let's go back into here and shut the piano up. No, I don't want to put a marker into it. I want to go back to that. Trust me, that is there. It's very, very quiet, but it is there. Harp. Where is the harp gone? Sounds like we've got the wrong thing going. Or is it just... We have a close mic. We're just reloading the patch. Oh no. Isn't that horrible? Isn't that just horrible? Start doing something that... Oh no, nothing's working. Nothing's working at all. See you around, family of Guardians. Lovely to have seen you. Come on, load it. Load. It might be a little bit louder once we've got this other mic loaded on this patch. Yes, tell me about it. That might be better. Yeah, see you later. Oh, come on, play back. Thank you. I had a similar problem to that last week. All my internal MIDI cables suddenly stopped working for no apparent reason. But that's going to be too many notes. Let's give it that. Harp. Writing for harp. I've got to think. Harp. Only 4 fingers. Yes. Yes, we can have that third. That as well. lights working. All the tinkly things, why not? That's apparently too high for the Celeste. Oh, we're in the wrong line, that's why. That's the line that will actually only be for when we actually print the score out. I'd say that shouldn't be too high for the Celeste. Marimba Glockenspiel. Just a single note on the Glockenspiel. Why have we got no symbol line? Where have my symbols gone? Symbols? Symbols. Really? Got it down there. Why have I not got a symbol line in the main piece? That's interesting. Symbol. Symbols. Let's add a line in. So I've actually got them. No, don't bother changing the size of the score. It'll be fine. Make sure we've got that set like that so we can see it. Symbols. Now, need to make sure you're not going to be using anything you shouldn't be. Where's the symbol gone? Symbol there. Let's leave it on automatic and hope for the best, I think. We'll get an entry then. Now this won't actually make any noise. Yes, it will make noise apparently. Why is it sending it out as a bassoon? That's different. Put it on that. Apparently can't change it. It's not playing it back now anyway. Yeah, symbol. Now, I don't particularly want something fairly muted. They sound like suspended symbols to me. Easiest way of finding this would actually be to go into this itself and just have a listen. It's a question of finding one that sounds right. What I want is basically a suspended symbol that you just hit. That's probably closest. That's a scraped symbol. That sounds suspiciously like hi-hats to me. Ooh. No. 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 It's just checking what we've got. That's a really long one. That's a really long roll. I think that's the best we've got. Have that with quiet tempo. Quiet tempo. Quiet dynamic. And sort this out. Suspended felt stick with all the information. Let's see. Yes. Guess that's a bit loud. That's standing out a bit. Let's let's turn it down a bit. And just let that sit. actually, I think 7 bars is going to be too long. We only need it to be about 5. Let's delete those 2. Yeah, now I've only got 4. 5. The problem is everything's bar out because of the tiny little bar at the beginning that needs to be there to keep this working. Right, let's put another one there. It's the same chord. Just jump that through into there. We don't need the instruction again. What we might do actually is very low down in the marimba. Let's say that's too low. In triplet, let's take it up a bit then. Just have that rolling through all the way through that. Also keep that quiet. Yes, actually in the middle of that, what we want is, where do we want it? We want it there, like that. So on that rhythm, we get that. Same thing in the harp. Like that. We don't also need the dynamics again. That also needs to have that there, and again there. So just to bring those off beat a bit, I might just bring these off beat as well. Say put it there. Something like that. Put that in as well. Just move everything along, just so it's a little bit out of time. So it starts to beat. Yes. Actually, this needs to be slightly different. I don't actually want that in triplets. I actually want that in... It's going to be awful to play, but do it in that. No, it must be it needs to be a G. Like that. So you get something like that. So that'll feel really out of place. Actually almost sounds as if we've got two separate speeds going on. And we can play around with that a bit. So I'm just putting a bit of rhythm in that, not really thinking about where it's going, but just putting it together. That would be a nightmare to play. Like I say, so we've ended up with a very held chord in the strings, but we start to get these little glimpses of light and movement within it, and nothing at all in anything higher up yet. Nothing in the woodwind, nothing in the brass. It's all just strings and percussion at the moment. What chord follows that? A flat major. A flat major should be fairly straightforward to get to. So you don't know when something's moving. Don't know when it's coming, what it's doing. So how many chords did we get? 7, wasn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It was 7. So after the first two, both of them 5 bars long then. So we can actually stay on that A on that C there. That G remains there, can actually then go up. So I'm thinking about voicing as well now. That's an E flat and can stay put. That C needs to come up to that A flat. Yep, with the ties. And just put that down the octave in the double bass. So coming from that. Ooh, that's a nice chord shift. Let's keep on the harp. Giving that to there. So we have that, and then we have that. But just so you can see it, I'll move the keypad up a bit. That also needs to just move up there. We'll have another stroke of that. No. Come down to the A flat on the glockenspiel, I think. Leave that there, keep that going. Which means we need to put another one of those in. Now, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars. Keep this running, but now we need to be fiddling with the rate of this. No, it needs to be a longer note. No. Let's try and get it correct. So again, now we need to bring this through and start. Not doing that actually. No, undo that delete. Let's actually put this in, copy it. Let's have it one beat later. There. We need to do the same thing there. Should we just type the thing, can't we? It's got to be easier. There. There. Undo there. Just see what that change is like. I'm quite enjoying this. I'm quite liking this as a piece. No, that needs to be in. Yeah, let's have it the right length, shall we? Just to keep this moving, let's just put that in there and sort it out afterwards. I've got it in Celeste. We can do. I'll just paste that in. That is in the right octave. And then again, at the end of this, we have another one. Guess that is alright. It's that and that. Let's just copy that through into there. Just get rid of the old notes and replace them. The piano part underneath makes no sense at all. It's not part of it. Where's that going to go? Last beat. So type that through and up the octave. That one as well. And that. Save it. Save it. Always save it. Let's see. Let's see what we've got. Ooh, hang on. You're in the wrong place. Let's try that again. Save it again. Yes. Yes. Now, because we've got 2 of 5, the next chord, I think we need to shrink it. Let's have it shorter. So 4 bars. D flat. D flat? A flat. D flat major. Yes, D flat major. Now, the easiest way to move that is up. 4 bars. So that one can just stay put. The viola, it's on E flat up to F. And these just move to the tonic chord. Just keep the tonic note in the bass all the while. Ooh, hang on. Ooh, hang on. Hang on. Try that. Let's have another go. So all I'm doing basically is just keeping the same sort of thing going, but just bringing the chord around to be ooh, this would be interesting. No, to there. And just try and make this ever so slightly more complicated. The Paul Marimbist. Paul Marimba player! Yeah, Paul Marimba player is going to have kittens. Never mind. Never mind. They cope. Celeste, switch that into that. Harp, plenty of time to choose the D flat. It may surprise you actually, but the harp actually has pedals. You actually have to change the note with foot pedals a lot of the time. Let's keep that on an A flat actually. Keep the glockenspiel on an A flat there, simply so it doesn't just always hit the tonic note. Might make it a bit more interesting. I quite like how this is turning out, and I don't always feel like that. This is getting the effect I was thinking of when I started thinking about this piece. Essentially what I wanted is something fairly static, but at the same time has got quite a bit of movement in it, and if that sounds odd. Very easy to do in music, very easy to do in art actually. Just have something that looks very, very static, not moving at all, but within it, it's still got a lot of shifting. Makes me think of ice and snow and really bright sunlight on ice. I think of being dazzled by it. That's what I'm aiming at. So let's have that there. Same thing in there. And there. Let's start moving the glockenspiel around a bit. And we need one there to be printed into part. And that's where we put the actual note that will play. And let's have nothing at all until we get to the end of the line. What's the next chord? E flat, G flat. It's a G flat chord. G flat chord. So that D flat there. Might be time to switch to the other harp, just to give it a bit of time, just so it doesn't have to do everything. Celeste. And that note as well goes into the Celeste. At the end of this we can have... not that F. that F up to that. So we get a rising sound there. Let's not put the cymbal stroke on that one for a change. Just add it in at the start of the next line. So we have that D. We also can keep that D. Let's have 4 bars again. That needs to go down to there. That's an F. Let's rise up to there on the viola. That's that D flat. Let's fall to that G flat. Just copy that through actually, rather than try and type it into the music. So that sounds like a very straightforward cadence actually. No, we don't need that there actually. We're fine. Let's just go through, see what we think. Actually, let's shrink that down. Get rid of the marimba movement line from this point and just let it sit for a few 2 or 3 chords. So we've got then what's that a chord? What's that a chord of? That is a chord of, that's the chord of G flat I'm already doing. So we're here. Chord of C flat. Just copy these through and start fiddling with them. So down to C flat, that stays on a G flat. B comes down to... just come down as far as that E flat there. C flat to C flat. C flat to C flat. Yeah. Then we'll say we have 3 bars then, hitting the F. It's F natural. Drop that down. We've got C flat. Is that the right chord? Now put it in. C flat, F, yes, F, G, and then it goes back to C, and we're back to where we started. Okay. That's a nice shift, isn't it? C flat. Too high. Yes, that one will do it. Okay, let's try and put it the right note in. Oh, hang on. Might help if we had the right clef. So there. Oh, something we haven't done is go back into this and alter the microphone on this other harp. We've got two separate harp patches, so we need to make sure we've got both running. Right, save that. Make sure we've got that. No, not E sharp. We don't need that E flat. We just need to have another flat on the C. Make sure that's at the same volume as everything else. Let's keep it going in Celesta actually, but let's bring it down quite a long way. Lose it from the glockenspiel. Keep it in the cymbal. I'm also going to do something else with this chord. It would help if I put the right chord in there, wouldn't it? That's where that F chord needs to go. Just like that. Three bars along of that. And have it doing that, we're back to where we started. Like that? Is that how we started? Let's just actually copy the chord in. That'll be the easiest way of doing it. Then we know where we're going. Not be natural. So then we get that. Let's just see. That doesn't feel right at all. I was doing it as well. Let's have it doing that. Put the C in there. No, not the C. We've got B, we have a D, we need a G. That'll make more sense. Right. Now, these shorter chords, what I want to do... Let's sort these out first. We can put everything back in on these. They come in late. Where does that end up? We need it higher than that, don't we? So that's there. That's there. Like that. We'll keep that going in the other one. Yes, that is right. It does look right. So we get that. In the Celeste... no, don't do that. In the Celeste we do that. Not in that line though. Actually in the Celeste part. Take it out of that again. Put the glockenspiel on just the C. Same thing here. And there. So you actually get the sound. And back round at the beginning again. 1 minute 20 seconds, that is. Of essentially an introduction. Let's find the marimba part and just give that an ending to that. That would make most sense. Now, these shorter chords, what I want to do is halfway through them, bring in the horns, just to reinforce a little bit. So we get chord of G flat. Where are the horns? It's that bar. There we go, horns. Needs to be quite low down. Oh, I also need to have that in something so I can actually read it. So we've got G flat, so that will be a B flat on the second. That will have the D flat. Make them quiet. But then also can do then within that. Now it won't play, Sibelius won't actually play this back. I'll have to sort this out once the piece is complete. But I have just a little bit of a swell on those horn chords, so that they build and die away again over the course of the bar. We will need to what was the chord? C flat. Just tie that through. Same thing there. That will need to go up, and that will need to remain the same. We'll slur those together, just so they don't fall apart. It's also now 3 bars long, isn't it? No, it's only 2 bars long. It's the next one that's 3 bars long. Zoom out of that a bit. Copy that through again. So there. Make sure we've got the same notes as what we ended on the previous line. And then it goes into an F major chord. So that falls. That will rise. Actually, that one needs to go down to there. That does that, and that one also goes down. So that there. if we can actually select the right thing. A natural F. I need to go down to C. That would work now. Down to B natural. Up to G. No, up to D. Up to B natural. Up to G. There we go. Make sure nothing's actually tied. Doesn't look like it. No. No, we're alright. That's working. At the end of the bar, have that as well. Bring those coming up. Let's actually just take that down there. That needs to be tied. That's slurs, and that slurs. So, get rid of the transposition, so we can actually see what it looks like to the players. I think we need to put the marimba back in on that bar. Put the marimba back in on that bar. Actually, let's bring it in a little earlier than that. Let's bring it in there. And again, that one, yes, keep it moving, keep going. Give that note there. We've also got a problem that we're playing the wrong notes there. Alter that. That's really subtle. So, let's see how that works in total, shall we? Just to see whether it's doing what I actually want it to. And then we'll think about how we're going to vary that. Because essentially this piece will end up being a theme and variations. The theme being that original chord sequence that we came up with right at the beginning of the stream. Trying to give you as much space to see it as possible. It's interesting, the lower strings have stopped. Yes, yeah, I think that's working as long as the as long as everything keeps playing. Hi, Catatonia. Lovely to see you. Is that doing more or less what I want it to? Actually, I think in this bit here, it might be worthwhile just putting a little bit of xylophone in. I'm doing really well. I'm a bit warm. I'm a bit warm. Hence why you may be able to hear the fan. But yeah, I'm otherwise fine. It's got rather hot and humid here, and I don't do that sort of weather very well. Ooh. How high can that go? Really high xylophone. Ice cracking, do you think that works? Actually, there is something I'm thinking of in the snare drum actually as well, because the snare drum doesn't have to play with the snares, of course. No, so do I. So do I, Cat. It's suddenly got quite sticky, and I don't do it very well. Let's save what we've got. Go across here into the playback. Find the snare drum. Right. Do we have anything that... rim shot? That might be a bit better. There are all sorts of rolls. Might be a bit much. Let's not bother with that. Comes down to what sounds you've got really with things like this. Funny sort of way we could do with the wood block. Let's actually, something you can do, something that makes it sound really odd, is to actually work in triplets, but rather than have it just being things like that, take the first one out, obviously leave a rest there, but then do something like that, or even put them right across bars like that, so that's completely across the beat. That actually then marries in with that quite well. Just so we get some sort of something like we might, or even go. Will it work there? It will work there. So I'm just thinking of rhythmic things to try. Just so it feels like we've got ice cracking. That's the sound I'm after. Actually, we do need to put that. I know we can leave that. We can't. We need to bring that down to there. No, it doesn't work an octave higher, unfortunately. I want to fiddle with that. Like that. So it's very high, very high xylophone. It sounds so much more brighter than it does low down. And down there it sounds like something like it's wood. Up here it sounds a lot more metallic. So we need to iron that rhythm out. We need to completely iron that rhythm out. So we get something like that. Let's try that. I'm just trying things. Let's see what we end up with. Then we're back to C major again. So, Great Bear, not an awful lot of bear in it at the moment. Plenty of the frozen north, I think. Let's try it again all together. We do have a problem there. We need to keep that pattern going in the marimba, which means we need to alter this completely. No, A flat major. Need to make sure we're on the right. Yep. Wrong note. So what I'm doing is just changing the notes around. That's where it changes. That will be fine. That'll be fine. It's just that one chord where it wasn't on the same pattern. So save. Try it again. Actually, there's a slight problem there as well. I'm missing a note out there. Let's make that instead. So we'll get through it eventually. Why is that suddenly stopping playing? Yes. Yes. This is starting to come together. I must say, I like the way that this line here completely throws you as to where the beat of the music is. You cannot tell where the actual beat's for, with the consequence that a lot of these chords that just drop in seem to feel out of place, which is good. That's the sort of feeling I'm aiming for. I think we do need to bring the xylophone in a little bit earlier, though. Not with an awful lot, but something possibly like that. Take it quietly. Just to prepare that line. Yes. Yes, how long have we got? A minute and a half of that. Actually, almost exactly a minute and a half of that. Right. Is there anything else that we need to do with that, just so that it feels right? What we could do, I suppose, is put... Or shall we? Could put roll on the timpani, or possibly not. Just see, make sure this is actually working. Yeah, the notes are there, it just doesn't happen to play them when you get to play the whole thing, which is interesting. Right. I do actually have an idea for the structure I want this to have. It's actually something that's been done before. If you ever listen to, if you go and look up and have a listen to the third movement of Sinfonia Antarctica by Vaughan Williams, you will find it's basically something very similar to this. It's essentially a cold, frozen landscape. South Pole rather than North Pole, but but still it's a frozen landscape. And essentially what Vaughan Williams did with that is you'd have one thing, and then something else, and then something else. They're all different, but they're all doing the same sort of thing. All sound very, very different, but they all sort of hang together because they're all sounding in this static, cold sort of way. What I could do, and what I'm planning on doing, is doing something similar. So we have this. We keep the same chord sequence and we keep rotating that round and round and round in different lengths, different speeds even. But over the top of it, it's something slightly different. So we have 5 different times through this chord sequence, but over the top what I might do is then just add in, say in the woodwind, just something that evokes, in terms of a melody, the bear itself. Hello, Excel. Just had a 2.5 hour power nap. Nice. Nice. At least you haven't got the heat we have. at the moment. Yeah, we're a bit warmer than that at the moment. We are a little warmer than that at the moment, Excel. It's I'm struggling. Right, so we've got back to that. So we're now back at C minor. What we ought to do is keep that same chord, keep the same sort of chords, but now let's just have them all a bar long. Yes, yes. Of course, we did get one, didn't we, last night, Excel? We want that. We also want that. And that. And both of those. We don't want all the ties. So that one's much quicker. Actually, it's too much quicker. I think we need to have 2 bars on each one, to be perfectly honest. That's easily done. All you have to do is do that. Copy it and then paste it in over the top of itself. And change the number of bars you copy every time. So that brings us back to the beginning again. Tie all those together so that they hold on. Very boring for the strings to play, but that's not necessarily a problem. The one thing we haven't done is the first chord. Copy that through. So that will double the amount of stuff we've got. What I might do is then copy it through into the horns and keep that same thing going that we had with the horns there. We get that. So these move across. Oh, no, not there. Yes, there. I have to stop for a second because it's Excel time. Oh dear. What we need to do are select the horn parts.
Excel is a fucking legend.
It's the one and only Digo Double G.
Thank you, Excel. And select the notes we actually want to work with. Click that button and all we can see is then the notes we need. That makes it much easier. That can be the same thing. Oh, I so hope you don't win again. Needs to go up to an A flat. C, A, yes, not that. It's just those that move. I know. I'm slightly worried by that. If anybody wants to try and stop him, you're more than welcome to. All you got to do is come top. Might be a little tricky now. Yeah, I'm beginning to wish I'd not worked out how to get Deepbot to do that, to be perfectly honest, but still. D flat. Let's go down to an F there. So we get to that. Ugh. Ugh. That doesn't sound right. A flat. Try an F. So keep this going, then we'll put some sort of extra something in it somewhere. Not sure what at the moment, but we'll put something in. So go from that to G flat. So up to G flat. With the right length note. That needs to become a B flat. Yes, cat does stream. I've got no qualms about you talking about your own stream. By all means, do so. I don't mind. That just joins together. That's helpful. Also need to make sure that we're copying that through. Because I want that to do that every time. That needs to be that. To C flat, so we can keep that G flat there. Yeah, so we can keep the G flat there. That needs to go up to a C flat. That needs to go up to an E flat, and that one copies what the other one's doing. So that slurs, that does that. Collecting streamers like the plague in the 14th century. You just got the century right. That becomes an F. Yeah, that needs to be a C. So writing for horns is a nightmare. Because you have to work out where they need to go, and they don't necessarily do what you think they're going to do. Copy that back through again. This is not the most interesting thing to be doing at the moment, but it will end up being something a little bit more exciting. That's helpful. That does exactly what I needed it to do. Okay. Just the notes, please. That stays the same, that goes to there, that goes to E flat, that stays the same. Tie those, slur that together. Like that. Copy the dynamic through. That's going to be awful when it comes to processing it and sorting it out afterwards, but never mind. Alright, let's try that. Google, yeah. Of course you Googled it. Why am I not surprised you Googled it? 1348, if memory serves. Not that I was there. Right, so that's now got us another thing going round. A little bit more even. checking that this is working. So that ends up being a bit more four square. Which is basically what I need it to do. Notice I've yet to put any sort of tune into this. There's no melody at all at the moment. It's just, if it continues to play properly, it's just a chord sequence and just movement within the chord. No melody, no nothing. Going to need to do something with that. Going to need to do something on top of that. Dooth, hello, welcome, and Bex as well. Good grief. As I say, the ratio of admins to viewers is a little high at the moment. But welcome, lovely to see you all. What do we need to do with this? We need to add something else on top of that. What we've got actually in a weird sort of way, and I didn't plan this at all, is that the first cycle through and the second cycle actually link together because of the same thing happening there. So what I think we need to do is, over the end of this, is put something in that we can do in the next one. Oh dear. Yeah, all the Team MC admin seems to be coming out of the woodwork at the moment. What can we do? What can we do? Actually, I think we need to keep something going. Probably, actually, let's add something over the top of it. Actually, more to the point, underneath. Only Team MFollet admin. Right, so we've got on that C major chord. We need to keep some of the percussion stuff going. I think we need to lose the marimba now. But we need to keep some of this going. We've had that. Let's do something similar to what the marimba was doing, but now stick it very low down in the piano. We were putting this in the wrong octave, but I can then drop it down later. Keep it in quavers, I think, but keep it on that same chord. Something like that. What I'm thinking is just have it sitting there. Possibly not like that though. And just let's go into triplets, shall we? Let's go into quaver triplets. Let's go into quaver triplets. This is going to be more difficult to do. The bot lies, by the way. There's nothing to start with. Something like that. TJ as well, good grief. Not only have we got admins, we've got a head mod as well. What is going on? Lovely to see you all. Yeah, don't do that. We need to find a pattern that we can use here. I think that actually works. So you octave in the middle. Right, so we've ended up with something that keeps going. Technology. The piano types straight into the program. It does indeed, yes. That's why I've added that camera. Oh, no. Need to actually make sure we've got the... not like that. There. So that's the same thing. Just keep this going. I've missed one out. See, if you do it too quickly, it doesn't work. Start all that again. Get finger work. Finger work. Yeah. Okay. No, because I'm on the wrong fucking chord. No, then that one changes. That one's right because we got it wrong last time, so that one's actually right. I think. Yes, it is. C flat. Go to those. So I'm just leaving it running, keeping it moving. Then it's F. Which means we go to there. We need to make sure we've copied the rhythm through first. Alright, the stream is rated as PG. And that's G. which means we need to go to there. And then we're into C minor again. C9. Okay. We'll get that going. Right up there. It's going down in an octave later on, so. So it won't actually have to be read like that. Thankfully. Right, the only reason I've typed it in at that octave is because I can't actually reach the keys to put it in at the octave I want it. Which is there. Now we need to sort this out. That's absolutely fine. Remove that, put it into the other hand, like so. I could do some mega stuff. What? What? Really? Leave her alone, Excel. Is that actually playing? Yes, it is. It's playing. Is it stupidly quiet for some reason? Piano. Piano. Can we have a close mic? No, can't have a close mic because I don't have that one installed. Can't have that one either. I'm going to fiddle with that too much. Okay, so I'm just working on this piano line. Now that's fine. That's absolutely fine as it is. But if we do this, when I find the line, pedal. Put the pedal down. That now rings, and also if we accent the low one every time, let's see what that does. Is there a fight going on? They're always fun. So all I'm doing there is just telling the pianist to put the pedal down and keep it down while it plays the same chord, just so the whole thing blends together. Oh dear. Dear, 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 dear. I thought you two were friends. Or is this you being friendly? So what I'm doing is adding pedal markings all the way through that. Just so that they ring. We are going to have to take that line out though. Because the Celesta and the piano are played by the same person. Let's see what we get. until it just gives a rumbling underneath it. I'm staying out of this. I'm staying out of this completely. I don't want to be involved. Now the problem with that is because it's doing that, we need to hide that, hide that. Also want to have a building up of volume. Let's just play the piano part. Let that just ring. And just to make that more more obvious, you give the instruction LV. LV is an abbreviation of the French laissez vibrer, which I can't pronounce properly. Basically just means let ring. Just let that die away naturally. Might actually leave that pedal marking coming down another bar. So we just need to go through and make sure that all the lower notes are accented. Yep, wrong one. And also under the... not that. That one. Actually, we probably do it by selecting them, can't we? That's probably easier. So what I'm doing is selecting the lowest note in each group. That's helpful. If you click away from it and miss it, it deselects everything. Thank you, Sibelius. So like I say, all I'm doing is selecting all these bottom notes in each one, and then I can just add the accent to everything all at once. Accent doesn't do a lot, but it just grounds it a little bit. But because they're always off the beat, gives you that bit of rumbling underneath it. Sea swell under the ice, possibly? Oh, thank you, Chels. Let's talk about the argument, of course. I mean, the argument's cool as well. It's fun to watch, isn't it? Got a cat fight going on. Might actually leave that completely on its own like that. And then bring everything back in what is bar 41 there. So everything comes to an end. I mean, it won't be the end, but it'll be a point at which we can come out of everything. And just break out of this for a split second, and then we can go back into something completely different. I hope you're all enjoying it. I hope you're all finding it interesting. if you've got any questions, by all means ask. I'm more than happy to explain anything and everything. Let's accent that one. It's working out how to get from one thing to another. I know what I want to do in the next bit as well now. Like I say, no tune as yet. No melody at all. All we've got is a series of chords that just change and just go round and round and round. Like I say, static music. Oh, thank you, TJ. What? Stuff. God. I don't want to know. I really don't. Travel Tortuga, welcome. I'm not quite sure what you've arrived in the middle of, but welcome. Right, we do need something else on top of that. That's not quite enough to do really what I want it to. What I might do is, let's say, on the first one of each bar, let's put something really, really low down in the piccolo. Say the 3 notes. Here to watch me my finger work. Lovely. Really low down in the piccolo. Low piccolo is lovely. There's breath in that sound, it's amazing. Let's just do that and go around each one and just do that. So that's A flat, D flat, D flat to G flat. Trying to remember what the chords are. G flat to C flat. Yeah, no, we don't want D double flats. This one, then it's F. G. Yes, we are right. All right, my memory is not failing me. And then there we have C minor again. So just that sitting over the top of it. It's not all that audible, but it just does something. Yes. Ooh, yes. Shame it hasn't got that note, really. Could do with it. Yeah. Oh dear. Let's turn all the piano on. We're not going to hear the piano all the time now. Oh God. Come here. Come here. Select the right bit. Come on. That bit. Do that. Right. Hello, franchise. Right. I think we're getting somewhere. Let's try it from there again. Time to see how the magic is made, he says. Well, the magic is made with an awful lot of hard work and an awful lot of worrying about what you do next. If that's how it's done. There is no secret. Unfortunately. I wish this was easy. I really do wish this was straightforward. Oh, good grief. Lizard Eats Flies is hosting. Thank you very much, Liz. I don't know. Tell me your secrets. Like I say, there aren't any. I need to know how does compose. If I'm perfectly honest, Liz, in more or less the same way you do, think of something and think, oh, that sounds alright, that'll do, and then work out what you do with it. It really is that simple. It really, you really want to see me conduct, do you? Right. Don't know whether I should be telling you this, but there are videos on YouTube. Yes, of me conducting the choir. They're old and they're from the back, but they are of me conducting it. Some of it my own music as well. Right. Seeing as we've got people coming in, and people who haven't heard the whole thing, let's actually listen to the whole thing. So this is what we've got so far. Actually, before we do listen to all that, depending on who you talk to, conducting is very, very straightforward. or it's the most complicated thing in the world. I did have conducting lessons while I was at university, and then came to be conducted by a very well-known conductor who couldn't conduct to save his life. Did nothing like what we've been told and how it worked. Couldn't follow him, would insist on doing that. Would insist on washing the windows all the time rather than actually telling us what we were supposed to be doing. Caused all sorts of problems. We didn't stay together. If you're enjoying what I'm doing, let's stop the music. We're never going to get through this. If you're enjoying what I'm doing, by all means, do go and take a look at what Lizard Eats Flies gets up to. She is amazing to watch. Absolutely fantastic to see how she puts something together, because she puts this sort of thing together herself. Completely different technique to me, completely different way to this. It's, like I say, fascinating to watch. She's part of the reason I'm doing this in the first place, so... Let's have another go. Hey, Venom. I don't know why the bass notes are not sounding there. And there we'd have to bring something else in. As I say, there will eventually be some sort of melody that goes over the top of this. This, as you may or may not be aware, I'm in the process of writing all these pieces based on the constellations. This will be Ursa Major, the Great Bear, as that's a fairly northern constellation. Thought, well, let's shove that into the north properly and actually make some ice music, as it were, and then we'll put something that represents the bear over the top of it. So what we've got is a chord sequence that is down here in this piano line that won't we won't keep. But essentially we've started with that and just kept using the same chord. So we've now got that, what, twice. What we need is to... Actually, I think for one horrible thing, we need to actually move the... change the time signature. Just to... so we don't end up... No, we won't go into... We're in 4/4 at the moment. What we actually need to go into is 3/2. So move to 3/2. So we go from 4 of these in a bar to, rather than having 4 of those, we have 3 of those. So it's essentially 6 of those. And at that point, we then start working out what we need to do with the chords. Keep each one of these a bar long, I think. But now we'll bring them down to be together. I'm sure I am. I'm sure I am, Venom. I'm sure I am. Let's work out. Let's do the chords complete first. Just nod and enjoy the sound. Let's bring these right together. Smile and wave. As long as I know what's happening. As long as we end up with something that sounds nice and you enjoy listening to, that's the main thing. Let's have everything. So all I'm doing is using these same chords that we had here. So that's that same chord. All I'm doing is bringing the notes a lot closer together. This is completely fresh. Never used something of a 2, no? How long have I played the piano? Hang on, where are we now? 25, 26 years, something like that. Hey, Taco. God, the admin to viewer ratio is going up. Welcome, Taco. Lovely to see you. Yeah, it must be 25 years, if not more. Well, that works. That actually works. If I can read the alto clef properly, yes I can. So it's C, A flat. I don't actually know what my chord sequence is now. Back here, what's the chord sequence? All of those. Let's bring them up here. This piano part at the bottom doesn't do anything. Just stick it in there so I can see what's going on. So we have, then it's a D flat. A chord of D flat, so we want that. So the trouble with having the keyboard over there is I haven't actually got hands in the right direction. So now I've got that D flat. Let's have just D flats everywhere. Make sure they actually are D flats. What have you been up to, Taco? See you, franchise. You say, Liz, you never use something of a 2. I ended up... something I wrote a couple of years ago ended up having to be in a minim beat, but it was so fast that when I then needed a bar that was longer, it ended up being something over 1. It had 4/2 in it and 3/2 in it, and suddenly it had to have a 3/1 bar in it. This is interesting. I've only come across anything over 1 in one other piece. If you're interested, that's the Fantasia on Christmas Carols by Vaughan Williams. It's got bars of something of a 1 at the end. G flat. I don't tend to go the other way particularly. I tend to stick to over 4 over 2. more than anything else. Obviously over 8 gets used. But it's rare I use anything bigger than that. I don't really use over 16 particularly. don't know that anybody does really. Yeah, I must say it looks. Yes, treble tour 2. I can show you. I mean, that's 3-2. If I can actually show you. If I put a 3-1 bar in, each beat is essentially that whole note. So yeah, so it's 3 of those to the bar. The one thing you can't do is make the double whole note, or the breve, wherever the breve has gone. There, that thing. I don't think you can actually see that very. That thing. You can't make that the beat particularly. Yeah, it may be something to do with Cubase. It can be a lot easier in something like that to work with smaller notes. In notation, you may find it's easier to read if it's longer notes. Weirdly. Yeah, no, don't do that. Where's my keypad gone? Don't do that. I want a dot on it. I don't want a line coming off it. G flat, C flat. Just bring everything down. Should work in Dorico. I would imagine that's something they would have put in as a standard thing. That's probably something that's already in. But there's no theoretical way of getting the breve to be a whole note. Did a G flat. I mean, there are ways of doing it. I mean, if you've ever seen the score to Carmina Burana, that's written in a very weird way. Yeah, I don't know that it would be possible. As I say, the score to Carmina Burana is written in a very weird way. It hasn't got time signatures in it. What it's got is, rather than that, it has, above the bar, it has 3 slash, no it doesn't, it has 3 slash and then the type of note. So it looks really weird. It makes it really, really difficult to read. Having sung it. But yeah, it makes it so difficult to read because you haven't got time signatures anywhere. All the time I was singing it, I had to be mentally rewriting the time signatures. Because it hadn't got any of these standard things. It was literally, if it was that, it would be 3 over, what is that in American? Half note. You've got 3 over half note rather than 3 over 2. Didn't have to make it difficult. That your fan. Welcome. How are you doing? Where have we got to? C flat. F. F. Yes, can have that A, can't I? No. Yes, of course can have that A. It's a viola. Go back up the octave again. I don't know. Treble Tour 2, I've never seen a score to anything else. It may well be something specific to him, but it didn't have, like I say, it didn't have to make it difficult to read. Let's make sure these chords are right. Can we have all the notes, please? Yes, we're alright, so let's do the thing you should never do and just go straight up in consecutives. The constellation of Excel. Then we have that one back again. So, Let's have a look at what it's coming out of. Yes. Yeah, it'd be interesting to know, actually. Trouble, interesting to work that out. I'm trying to think of periods. Orf is just later than Kodai. Oh, nice that you're a fan. Yeah, it does help. It really does help. Yes, because Kodai would be... Kodai's basically contemporary with Bartok, isn't he? So yeah, it may well come from that. It'd be worth doing a bit of research on that, because I must say I don't know it more or less anything else by Karl Orff. Karl Orff is very much a one work composer. One work is done by everybody. Hardly anybody ever does anything else. Getting tired of Ultimate Guitar and finding a music sheet instead. Yeah, you will do. It does start to. You do start to get limited by what you can do if you can't then read the music. It doesn't bode well when you think, oh, I need to be able to read it. I need to be able to read it. It looks so complicated. It's nowhere near as difficult as it appears. It really isn't. I actually say to an awful lot of people, it's nowhere near as difficult as it's about as difficult as reading. Yeah, I would imagine something over 1 is the longest note you can use. Yeah, there's a lot of music education stuff, isn't there, by Orff? There's I mean, he wrote an enormous amount of stuff, but as I say, Carmina Burana is about the only thing that's ever done. Died fairly recently, Karl Orff. I mean, fairly recently in terms of musicians. Died within my lifetime. Yeah, that's probably the best way of doing it, Liz. 1982. Or was it 83? Yeah, I've got a feeling it's 1982. I'll try and sort that out later. Well, unlikely, Excel. If he died in 1982, I was only 2 at the time. But yeah, he 1982. But yeah, he died within my lifetime. There's several people I can think, several composers that have died within my lifetime that I go listening to and think, I overlap you. Right, so now with that, what we need is then to bring in massed woodwind, I think. Well, not massed woodwind, but a lot of woodwind. Let's try to type. I've got the keyboard out, so I might as well use it. Let's go up an octave. You won't be able to see my hand up there, but and obviously we won't just have the piccolo doing that. We'll put a bit of shaping into that because the piccolo player ain't going to be able to play that. What we'll do is divide it into 3s. put C at the top there. What I might do is just accent first and slur those two together. Because that will, if it plays it. Particularly harps, I'm not your wife. What? Really? And hey, Josky. It's been one of those afternoons. Just going around through all this, putting accents in. We're going to accent the last one. Slurs in again. Oh dear. XL's high stick again. He's determined to win another command. Right. Let's keep it. Let's bring it up in volume a little bit. Actually, let's bring that. Should we bring that up in volume? No. Let's leave it quiet. Let's leave the whole thing quiet.
Excel is a fucking legend.
It's the one and only Digo Double G.
Moving on. Can we do, how are we going to do this? That needs to go in there. Into the second flute. Because the first flute needs to go up. But we need... No, that's going to be tricky. Never mind. It's got to go up in thirds. What have we got? D flat. D flat. So that's that. D flat. G flat. Yes, not that. That needs to be a C flat. This is a chord of C flat. So it's C flat, G flat, E flat. That needs to be changed as well because it's not the right note. It sounds exactly the same, but it needs to be that to make it work. Mailman, thank you very much for the host. Yes. Yes. A natural. Natural. That. How are you doing, Mailman? C flat because what the chord is. That's a G major chord. It's a G major chord. Right. Let's listen to that, make sure that actually is doing what I think it's doing. Oh, see, this is why we do this sort of thing. Check that, get rid of that. F flat, we don't need it. Oh yeah, that's the point. That's the point, Liz. If that was a B natural, the flute then gets this awful interval G flat, E flat, B natural. Now that's fine, but you automatically start thinking of that E flat as a D sharp, which makes this one even worse. G flat to D sharp. So you tend to write for things that stick within the chord. Ah! See, I changed that one to show you that and didn't change it back again. Right. That's working. But yeah, the point on that is that you because it's 3 notes of a triad, you want it to be the 3 notes of the triad, rather than it being. So say you've got, no, you won't get any sound, but say you've got that, say B, D sharp and F sharp, that makes sense as a triad. C flat, D sharp, F sharp does not in any way make sense as a triad. Neither does C flat, G flat and D sharp. So you tend to keep things together. If you, for instance, you move from, let's actually write this in. If you move from this chord, that's a chord of D flat. Now you get that chord there. Now it's a chord of A major. But it can actually be easier and actually clearer to write it in this way, in a funny sort of way. So you actually write that. So you get a chord of D flat followed by a chord of B double flat. Yeah, it does. It can seem really odd. It can seem really weird, but yeah, there are these things you think, oh, hang on, what note should that be? Where theoretically does that be? Because you want to be thinking in some things that are straightforward and easiest to work with a lot of the time, and a lot of the time it is a lot simpler to work with C flat than have a G flat, E flat, and then a B natural. Yeah, certainly singers want things that look easy. How are you doing, right off? Yeah, fair enough. Having written that, I'm not sure I like it. What we might do is keep that there. Let's fiddle with it. Let's fiddle around and see what happens. Yeah, I'm not too bad at all right off. I'm a little warmer than I would like to be. But I didn't want that note. Let's put more high. Yeah, it needs something. I mean, when you get the tuning, I think that will have quite a bit of extra dissonance within it, because I won't necessarily keep. Now, I've just typed that in with no thought to what it actually sounds like. Because at the moment all we're doing is going round and round in a chord. It's too much of that. No, you are more than welcome to give your input. Having said that, what might be worth a try is that sort of thing. I don't know how this works with these patches. No, we don't want that. What we want is semiquavers or demi-semiquavers. Let's have demi-semiquavers. Fill that in. And then go, what we want to do is not that at all. We don't want that at all. No. No. Undo. Undo. Try again. Let's do that. Bring it down. We want it semiquavers, demi-semiquavers like that. That's not fast enough. That's not fast enough. There, no, don't make them small, get rid of that. What we need to do then is do that. Yeah. This is where it gets complicated. Dot that. Dot that. Copy that through. Select the whole thing, do that. No. Don't want that either. See, this is what composing is. You try something, you think of things, you put it in, work out what it sounds like, and decide you don't want it. Famously, William Walton, for instance, would spend all morning, and he started working about 7 in the morning, and keep going right through to lunchtime at about 1, and spend that entire time writing 3 bars. He'd then have lunch in the afternoon, rub 2 of them out. How he wrote anything of any length, I will never know. Should we go right? Yeah. That might be worth it. Not on every note though. Certainly not on every note. Move the mouse out of the way so I can actually see what I'm doing. Oh dear. Dear. What do I do? What do we do? There must be something. I want those notes. I actually want a third note as well. It's going to be a nightmare for a xylophone player, isn't it? That one? No, because that one apparently is out of range. Let's bring it up here then. That should be possible. I'm not worried about layout or where the notes are falling at the moment or anything like that. I'm just putting things in just to see what it sounds like. That's viola solo. Something along that line, those lines might work. Need to get rid of the static. Here's the beat, and here's the beat, and here's the beat. Now earlier on we did that with marimba, playing in these 5 beats to the bar against everything else in 4. Could do something similar here with that sort of xylophone noise. We'll need to call that a D flat though, that makes more sense. It's just the chord. Need to get some sort of movement into the chord low down. The simplest way of doing that is probably with the harp. Let's have a very low harp, shall we? A very low pair of harps, of course. Actually, because of the way this is working, what we'll do, change that from 3-2 to 6-4. Won't make any difference to the music, how it looks, but it changes how you count it, and do that. Put that into the harp. And have it doing that. Well, you can hear it. That sounds like it's doing something odd. Let's turn that up a bit so we can actually make sure we hear it. Balance it out later. Yes, that's working. That's working. Just to get it moving. Again, we've got to copy through that rhythm into every bar and then change the notes. So C, A flat, D flat. Down to bottom note we need. Yep. Has the instrument got enough time to change notes? Yes, it has. C flat. Yep. That's where it hasn't, because it's got to change a lot back quite quickly. As I say, harp is a difficult thing to write for because it includes pedals, and you've got to make sure that it knows what it's doing half the time. Get rid of that. Oh, hang on. Okay. Put it into there. delete the entire thing, put an F at the bottom. Now we can delete all that. Make sure we've got there. Ignore the xylophone, we'll sort that in a minute. Right, that's coming. What we need to do is work out exactly what sort of notes we actually want there. If we keep the whole thing in, let's just start with the chord of C minor. Yes, 3 notes on the xylophone is technically possible. Tricky to do, but it's possible, as long as it doesn't change very much. Start with that. What do we need to add into that to make it do that? Let's try that then. Was that too far from C minor? That was too far from C minor, really. That might work. Don't necessarily want that to be too present. Double mallets, yeah. Double mallet xylophone. Let's have it offbeat. 1, 2. So I'm not worried about getting this actually to look right. We can tidy it up afterwards. So I'm basically just adding notes in wherever they feel like it at the moment. Not on the start of the bar. Not on the start of the bar. Might make it tricky to do, but is that it? We run out of music now. We have run out of music, right? So that one does want to be on the first beat, right? Now we've got this to tidy up. Beginning's fine. That's a beat. That's a beat. That isn't. That is. That's a full beat. That needs to be one of those. That's one of those. That's that. Don't need to tie all that. It's a xylophone. It doesn't really sustain anything. That could be a dotted one of those and be that. That could be a dotted one of those and be one of those. It's a dotted crotchet. That's a quaver. Certainly ones that then go off into the rest of the beat, you can actually set that so it doesn't look so complicated. Take a lot of the rests out, just so it fits together as a beat. That's 2 of those, so that can be an entire beat, as can that one. It makes it easy to read that way. That one's a complete rest. Because that one could be a crotchet. It's that dotted quaver, that could be one of those, as can that. And there is that. And that becomes that. Right. No idea what this is going to sound like. Let's actually start at the beginning of the bell. I like that. I like that. Nurse Muffins, how are you doing? Yeah, I had realised you were there. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing? How are you doing? Lovely to see you. I'm happy with that. I like that. I like that. See, at the moment, all we've got is texture. We've got no proper tune, no real harmonic progression or anything. But just how that is flowing and holding together. Now, it's 3 separate things, but it's just coming together in a really nice way. What I think needs to follow that is actually the tune, whatever that ends up being. We'll probably sort that out tomorrow. I'm about to. I think I'm coming to the end of what I'm going to be streaming today. But it's getting to the point where it needs a tune, really. And what I think we'll do is put the tune in over the top of what we've already got in various different ways as it comes through. What we might do is to actually write the tune and actually have it make no sense against this harmonic progression. It might be interesting to have a tune that doesn't necessarily pay any attention to the harmony of this landscape, if you like. Just have that in the background and just have a tune over the top of it that, like I say, takes no notice of it. And at this point we actually have it played and harmonise fully, and then we go back into something like this and let that then die away. That gives us a structure. That gives it a structure that makes sense. So it's building from something up to something and then dying away again. What I'll do is, as I say, I think I'm coming to the end of what I'm going to be streaming today. Be doing some more of this tomorrow. May even get it finished tomorrow. Let's just listen through to it. that's what we've got so far. That's coming together quite nicely. Need to do something with this. Need to bring that in a little bit better, because at the moment it just stops, doesn't it? So we need to have something there that links together what comes before and what follows it. Not sure what that will be at the moment, but I'll sort that out tomorrow. But yeah, that will be it for today, I think. Got quite a lot done today. I'll be back tomorrow doing more of this at, 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. That's UK time. Then next week we go off into gaming again. Hopefully, if we get this finished tomorrow, I will put the whole thing out at the beginning of the week, and the whole thing will be released again. I seem to be doing that quite well at the moment. Working on something over the weekend, and then out it goes at the beginning of the week. It's quite nice. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's have a look at the Team MC community and see who is doing something. Anybody busy doing anything? If any of the mods actually have an idea of somebody to go and raid, by all means speak up. Yeah, you too, Treble Tortuga. Oh, let's go there. Why not? Are you going to have a look? Look, Excel? Yeah, by all means have a look. There's actually not an enormous number of people actually streaming at the moment. That's interesting. Yeah, you too, Nurse Muffins. Thank you for coming. It's been lovely having you here. Oh, is he? Ooh. Sure, it's live and not vodcast. Let's just have a look. It's vodcast. Yeah, vodcast. Let's go here. I think he's playing some PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. He's got one viewer at the moment, which is probably me. So I will be back tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Hope to see some of you there at least, and we'll get this sorted. We'll get this finished off. Until then, though, goodbye.